blue strips, don't need a blue check, and know that I'm verified. I don't be talking no internet money. Let's shit verified. Pull up in front of it all white.
Hey, what's up, family? This is John Reed with Reed Family Bacon, and today we got a special guest all the way from Indiana, Mike G.
How you doing? Thanks for having me, bro.
Definitely, bro. Like, welcome to LA.
Right. Yep.
All right, so Mike G is an Indiana legend, food blogger, marketing expert. Literally, you need anything marketing-wise, like he's your guy. And he's been a good friend of mine since college. So we met at IPY, and we've been just in contact ever since, and came to LA, so of course you know we had to bring him on. So today we actually gonna be making a Snickers poke cake. So
okay,
you ain't never made icing before, have you?
Never. Nope. This is gonna be my first experience.
All right, cool. So definitely about to bless your taste buds, bro.
Okay.
You like the cookies that I made, so I'm like, the cakes dang near a little bit better than that. So that's how
I'm
we're gonna
excited to find out.
All right, perfect. For ingredients, we already made the chocolate cake. Again, Snickers, so gotta have your Snickers here. Chop some of those up right here. I did a fun size bag, so it was about 18 small Snickers. Got your powdered sugar, about a half a bag, or if you use a little 1 pound bag will work as well. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1/4 cup of regular milk. You can use any type of milk you want. I personally use whole milk just because it's easier to work with. You know I gotta throw in the caramel, even though Snickers is nougat, but it'll work. And then your Hershey syrup. So you'll figure out what the sauces are here in just a second. Hey, and let's get to it.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, as far as butter, you need 1 cup of butter. I already have one in here, and so
okay.
I'm gonna let you unwrap this.
Unwrap this one?
Yep, throw it in there.
Cool. Nice and soft, but you just like let it sit out, or how you do that?
Yes, so you let the butter sit out usually for a couple hours, if not like the night before you make it. It can sit out for 4 days, so if you do forget or something like that, you're more than welcome to use it. I use unsalted butter, Land O'Lakes, best butter in the market, but it's expensive. And you can use other butters. I personally use Land O'Lakes because I like flavor, like just everything just worked out better. Higher quality product, better ingredients, you know, sound like Papa John's.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
So we actually just gonna start this real quick.
Alright.
You can use a standing mixer, hand mixer, whichever one you have at home works actually. I use a standing mixer. I bake literally every day, so this is just easier. Then you just turn it on start.
Cool, and that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, just start.
Mm-hmm. So first setting, just because once you throw in the powdered sugar, it goes everywhere.
Okay.
So it just makes it real easy.
So that's what we throwing in first?
Yep, so your powdered sugar. Yeah, it's real easy. It's good. You can make a mess, bro.
I'm trying.
I got you here.
There we
go.
go.
Switch it up a little bit. I got you. Oh, shit, you good, bro.
Yeah, we in there. It's that last little bit.
Yeah, bro, I got you.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Now, it's gonna come a little pasty right here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you're probably gonna add a little bit more to powdered sugar. So it's super creamy right now, which is good, but you can still see that yellow, and you want this to be as white as possible. So right now it'd be super buttery, and though it is a buttercream icing that we're making, you don't want that. So I'm just gonna throw in the rest of this powdered sugar. So you need, like I said, about a pound per cup.
Okay.
A pound of powdered sugar per cup, and that's kind of how we're trying to get this. You want this to be like super thick, so when you add the milk, that way it'll smooth it out.
Instead of being runny.
Exactly. So you see how it's getting chunky now?
Yep.
And then you just go in, like I said, about 1/4 cup of milk.
You just let it just go ahead and mix up. Looks like some mayonnaise now.
Yeah. Well, we just made some bag.
Guys, it's too much. Excuse me, it's too much.
Yeah, that's better. So 1/2 cup, 1/2 bag. So then basically just let that work. Throw in a little bit of vanilla.
Okay.
That should give you more flavor. As that's working, I'll turn it up just a little bit now that the powdered sugar is already in.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, it's done. I turned it off just so we can add the Snickers. So I'll let you go ahead and add those.
So we're gonna throw all of them in there?
Yep, so all of them in there.
Trying to spread it out a little bit.
Yep, lift it back up, and then you can turn it back on start.
So that's the base buttercream icing, so you use that as a base to whatever you want to add to it.
Yeah, pretty much. Literally 3-4 steps, and you're done. So the more powder sugar you add to it, the thicker it's gonna be. Less milk, again, thicker it's gonna be. You can use the store-bought icing to make that and just melt it down, and then just mix in the Snickers if you want to as well. So, but you know me,
From scratch.
gotta do everything from scratch. Now that our icing is done, we are actually going to get our cake. I'm gonna flip it. Perfect. We're just literally just gonna poke holes in it. So I'm gonna use a knife. If you have some type of like wooden spoon, like the back of a wooden spoon will work for this as well.
Okay.
But basically just twist it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a little more than the poke.
Yeah. So then you just do that all the way around. I use my base chocolate cake mix recipe. I actually added some chocolate chips to it to make it a little bit more sweeter. Personally, it's already like sweet and moist and keeps all that moisture in there because I use buttermilk versus like regular milk and a lot of the cakes that I use. You can see some of the cake is already coming up, and then I will let you do the honors of drizzling the chocolate. So we're gonna do a layer of chocolate, so you just go crazy.
Just go back and forth.
Yep. There you go. We're gonna pop open our caramel. What got you into being like a food blogger at this point? Like, you've been working in it for like last 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, just going to school, you know, downtown. Start going to different coffee shops and shit like that. Just wanted to keep experiencing, doing different stuff, you know, being comfortable in rooms that, you know, we aren't always in. It just exposed me to more things. So as I got into coffee, I started getting more into food and just realizing that it's just a whole nother world out there. You just gotta go be a part of it. So just start documenting it on social media. People from where I'm from, as well as Indianapolis, start gravitating towards it. And then that kind of just fueled me to keep going.
So then you just went into the restaurants, all restaurants versus just coffee at that point?
Yep.
Gotcha. As we were asking that, I went ahead and added the caramel. Like, you can literally make this with any chocolate cake mix. I personally, if you are gonna use a box mix, use like Devil's Food Cake because it gives you a richer flavor. So I used about 1/4 of a jar of caramel on this middle layer.
So we just let it sit for a second.
Yeah.
And
so
then it's gonna all go in.
Yeah, like it's gonna literally soak into the cake. And like even after you put the icing on there, it's still gonna soak further into the cake.
Okay.
It's crazy. So I know you always been into fashion. Like, bro, you always been fresh. So that the food blog like kind of sparked that, is enhanced that as well, or is just like another avenue?
Just a complete different avenue. Clothes is just something I've always been into growing up, having to have all the J's, and that's what got me into it. And then from there, just having a business partner now who used to have a store, kept growing and growing, and you know, we here, that's been going on for about 4 or 5 years too. So it's two complete separate entities, but I mean, if you follow me on social media, I merge both of them, you know, within it, because it's all, you know, a lifestyle.
Yeah, I know a little bit, but I didn't even know that. At this point, like, we're gonna actually get the go ahead and get the icing. Snickers throughout it. And we actually gonna throw in a few more Snickers on this middle layer by putting the icing in there, and then we'll throw on some more Snickers on top. But then we'll have the second layer of chocolate cake that's gonna go in there, and it's gonna.
Oh, it's 2 layers.
Oh yeah, bro. We going big.
Okay.
So basically, just throw in a little bit of icing, then smash it down. So it is a little bit thicker than I normally have it, but it's okay. So like anything with like a sauce or anything like that, like I try to make sure that all of the sauces are in the middle, so that way the cakes kind of compress it.
Okay.
And you don't have icing and the sauce just mixing everywhere. Did you want to open up a restaurant at one point?
That or a cafe. It's still in the works, but yeah, definitely want to do something.
So I'm about to say, I saw you had posted a little bit more about like a drink. You got a drink named after you?
I did a collaboration with Uncle Near's. I came up with my own like sweet tea for the summer. So that was on some menus, but I'm actually working on my own drink right now for real. So more information to go that I'm talking about soon.
So this middle layer is done.
Okay.
You don't want to put too much icing on there, because then you're not gonna have enough for the rest of your cake. So we have our second layer of cake.
Just got done flattening him out a little bit. So
Yeah. I literally just cut off the top of the cake that had bubbled up, so that way it can be as level as possible when you're doing this. It's really important that you do that, because if you don't, like, you'll have, so even this side right here, like you can see like it's kind of sticking up some. And once you go to like actually icing your cake, the icing's gonna fall off, or you gotta put more icing on that to like try to make it as even as possible. For all the home bakers, it's very important to cut off that top. I promise you, it's gonna change your life. At this point, we just gonna put the rest of this icing on there, and then we will meet y'all on the couch for the final product. So I finished the icing the cake, and we actually cut a couple pieces. As you can see, this mug is big. You got the chocolate cake layer right here with the Snickers icing in the middle, as we shown y'all. Put some caramel, extra chocolate, added that second layer of cake after we evened it out, so that way the cake can balance out. Topped it with the caramel and chocolate layer again with some more Snickers, as you can see. Hold on, Mike, what you think?
I already had took one bite. I couldn't resist, but it's good, man. Like you're saying, the caramel, all the different textures of the Snickers, it's all like still within the cake. So it's really just like a true Snickers cake. It's shit good.
Like, I like this buttercream icing versus like a chocolate icing, because I feel like if you did chocolate, it's just like overpowering.
Right.
And then it's like you can't even get the value or like the different flavors like you trying to. And that's why I like pairing it with buttercream, just because it's super simple. But like you added the Snickers, so it's like
a whole nother element.
Yeah. Where do you see your clothing line and like just your lifestyle? Where do you see it going in the next, like, I don't know, I ain't gonna set no timeline on it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess if we look at like the next 5 years or so, can definitely say that looking to do something physical in Indianapolis, to where, you know, people who patronize the brands and the different lifestyles will be able to actually come in, see, feel, touch things. Hopefully, you know, coffee shop, food, really just a place where people can link up and do that. And then in regards to the food blogging and stuff, just want to see more of the world, you know, see more of the best food in every city I pull up to.
Yeah, because I'm about to say, I just seen you had went to Nashville for your birthday.
Yeah, I was in Tennessee. I went to Memphis for a couple days, and I went to Nashville. I was in partnership with Toyota, which was cool. Got to drive that car down there and then just enjoy the whole trip.
I was like, bro, how do you even like come across these things? Like, you just be networking, building relationships.
That's really the main thing, building relationships.
I've seen like the progress. Like, I've been following you. Shit, we cool outside of just business, and proud to see that transition and everything that you working. Like, I know you always working, and
sure.
it pays off in the long run. So
likewise, just seeing everything you doing, being able to, you know, ship orders and handle everything logistically, as well as, you know, keep honing in on your craft. That speaks volumes, because I'm sure it's a whole process when it comes to like shipping perishable goods that people don't even take into consideration.
Nah, so when I first started shipping over a year ago, and I was just putting them in plastic bags and just throwing them in a box. Like, didn't take any consideration of them the box opening, like the box getting crushed, or just like the cookies the bag may open, whatever else. And I'm still charging these premium prices, and I'm delivering like my product, which is good,
right? But
the cookies come up crumbled. I had one shipment where like they got the shipment, like they literally showed me crumbs, like the whole order crumbs. I'm just like, like I can't even do that. Like that's not me. Like I value customer service. I value that relationship, and I want everybody to enjoy my cookies.
Facts.
If there is something, I do fix it. Like, I make sure everybody good and take care of them, because it's a family. Like, I call people my family because that's who they are to me. Like, and that's the value that I see when somebody spends $1. It goes into like how much I care for like my products that I present. Even taking the time to do this with you, like I appreciate you coming, because not everybody can just sit down and do this.
Facts.
And then I love sharing my craft, and like just sharing that experience with everybody is like my biggest thing. So I know you say you want to be traveling a lot more. Like, did you have any like cities that you really wanted to hit? I mean, you out here in LA right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here a few times. I've traveled to a lot of the places that I want to go, but just see more. Like, I haven't never been to Texas, the Carolinas, you know, just other little pockets of stuff that I haven't seen that I would still want to go to. But of course, right now, with everything going on, it makes traveling different, because you can't really experience what that place is or was, even, you know,
that's true.
10 months ago, a year ago. Because things close, unfortunately, limited capacity, outside seating. It's just, you know, all of those different things that factor into actually taking a trip now. I don't really have a list wherever the money is, I'm gonna go. So yeah, the city called me, I'm gonna pull up. If not, might plan on something.
So you have other like restaurants and there's like different marketing opportunities for those different people,
right? So
all over the country in that sense.
Yeah, so it's just different partnerships. So like with Toyota, I worked with them to drive to Tennessee, but then I've worked with like different places like Philadelphia, so I worked with the city, like their travel agency city, and they brought me out with other people and we go see different stuff. But like I say, it's like even with those kind of jobs, the tourism, conventions and events and everything that's going on, those people are uncertain about their jobs, let alone bringing somebody like me out. So, but at the same time, like how I sell it to them is, you kind of could need me during this time because I could convince somebody from Indiana to take this trip. Travel could be low. They can do these different things even though stuff is closed. Like we talked about earlier, it's kind of just like using the things from my business degree that are valuable, because it's so many things that weren't valuable. I feel like honing in on those key things where I talk to people, it's just being as professional as possible, and then just making, like you said, make sure they see the value of what they invest with me. My thing is, no matter what somebody pay me, I want them to be able to get that back with whatever they sell.
I know that you shouted me out a couple times.
Right.
That second time around, they went crazy.
I know you text me like, bro, they going crazy.
Just off of one post in the story and just like, just that people see the value of like your work, your work ethic. Like they value that, your input when it comes to that.
Facts.
As long as these businesses see that, bro, you gonna take over. Like I definitely see that. I'll see you on Food Network at one point.
That's the goal, Food Network or Vice, really. I like Vice a lot. I feel like they tell the best stories. Or it's more natural, real, raw. Yeah. I think they all funded by themselves too. I don't even think they have other commercials and stuff.
Like overall, like I definitely appreciate you coming, bro. I already know I've got your banana pudding in the container off to the side. So if you haven't checked out the banana pudding cookies, another video.
You do. Yeah. Everybody I let try, they was like, oh my God. Because it's like, it's a cookie, but it tastes just like banana pudding, which is crazy.
So I'm eventually I'm going to try to come up with a lot more cookie flavors. I got 12 right now that I'm doing, but I'm trying to do like orange sherbet one.
Okay, that's not fire.
Got like a lemon lime cookie, so kind of give you that Sprite flavor without having like the carbonation behind it.
Right.
And just trying to mix it up a little bit more in regards to just the different flavors. I already came out with Cookie Monster, so it's like trying to use those things and market those things and try to make it marketable for me as well. So
how many total flavors you want to see in the line?
I mean, I get inspired by so many different things. Like I can walk down a cookie aisle and I always try to infuse my cookies with another brand. So right now it's like it's October right now, so I'm trying to perfect my pumpkin spice cookie. Like right now I use like ginger snaps, I use graham crackers, just try to give it different textures that I can put in there and try to make it taste like a pumpkin pie without having like to carry a pie. So that's the biggest thing. So right now I'm like trying to experiment and use like Biscoff cookies. So I can use that.
Them is fire.
Yeah, first time I had those, I was flying Delta. Bro, I was like, man, these cookies are good. I was like, hey, can I get some more of them? Like, I'm gonna experiment with that. So that'll be coming out in the next couple weeks.
And you just want to keep going.
Yeah, cause
write it down and it's part of the list.
Yeah, cause I don't even write down like my recipes. Like my dad doesn't. Like he taught me everything I know. He doesn't know how to make half the cookies that I've made. So it's like he taught me the basics. I took it and ran with it and started with the cookies and cream, and I've had 7 others based off the cookies and cream joint, and then after that it's never ended. Yeah, banana pudding was inspired by my homie Laz. Like he's like, oh, like we was just on the phone talking. I was driving home from work. He's like, yeah bro, like I know you've been trying to try new flavors and stuff. He's like, what about banana pudding? So I did a little research. I used the recipe from cookies and cream with banana flavors. First rip, got it right.
No, it's that.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, I definitely appreciate you having me, man. You know, just a blessing to see where we came from and see what we doing now, and then to see where we're gonna be at.
Yeah, trying to make
another year too. Facts.
All right, y'all. That's a wrap for the Reed Family Show with Mike G. Hey, check out Mike G on Instagram.
Yep, just at Where's Mike G on Instagram, and then from there you'll be able to see everything else that I'm into, and then where'smikeg.com as well. You can find everything there too.
Awesome. So, and you already know where to find me, Reed Family Bacon, right here in LA. Thanksgiving, I'm gonna be in Indiana. So if y'all need some pre-orders, anything else like that, let me know. And we out. Peace, family.